Good morning and welcome to the special meeting of Council for Council to consider the South West Regional Management Services procurement being held on Tuesday the 2nd of May 2023, and we're commencing on time at 11:30 in the Shire of Donnybrook Balingup Council Chamber, Donnybrook. Okay, could I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Wadandi people of the Noongar Nation, paying respects to elders past, present and emerging. I declare the meeting open, and we do not have anyone in the public gallery today, but I welcome anyone who may be watching online. I'd like to advise that the meeting is being live streamed and recorded in accordance with Council Policy EM/CP2 and as the official statement says, this meeting is being live streamed and digitally recorded in accordance with Council policy. Members of the public are reminded that no other visual or audio recording of this meeting by any other means is allowed without permission of the chairperson. Whilst every endeavour has been made to only record those who are actively participating in the meeting, loud comments or noises from the gallery may be picked up on the recording. That's in the event anyone does attend. So in attendance, item 2, members present, myself, Gail McGowan, the Commissioner, Ben Rose, the Chief Executive Officer, Kim Dolcedelli, the Director Corporate and Community, Kira Strange, the Acting Director Operations, and Lauren Clifford, Acting Manager Executive Services, and no one in the public gallery. So no apologies, no approved leave of absence under item 2.2, or no applications for leave of absence under item 2.3. Item 3, announcements from the presiding member. I do not have anything of any substance other than to say I am dealing with this confidential matter because it concerns a procurement on behalf of the regional local governments today. I will make a statement once the decision has been made, but we won't be able to disclose all of the resolutions until each of the relevant councils has concluded their deliberations, and that's to maintain commercial confidentiality in the negotiating position. Item 4, Declaration of Interest, Division 6, Subdivision 1 of the Local Government Act 1995 states that care should be taken by the Commissioner to ensure that a financial/impartiality interest is declared, and that I refrain from voting on any matter which is considered to come within the ambit of the Act. I am not aware of any conflicts there. Public question time. In accordance with Clause 7, bracket 3 of the Local Government Administration Regulations, public questions must relate to the stated purpose of the special meeting of the Council, and given there is no one in attendance, I am taking it there are no public questions, and we can move on. Item 6, reports of officers. 6.1, Director of Operations, confirming nil. Item 6.2, Director Corporate and Community, confirming nil. Item 6.3, Chief Executive Officer, nil. Matters, excuse me, item 7, matters closed to the public. Item 7.1.1, South West Regional Waste Management Services procurement. And as I said, this report is confidential in accordance with section 5.23, bracket 2, brackets small c of the Local Government Act 1995, which permits the meeting to be closed to the public. And this bracket C states a contract entered into or which may be entered into by the local government and which relates to a matter to be discussed at the meeting. When the information in the report is not sensitive, the resolution will be included in the next occurring council agenda. And as I say, I'll make a statement once we've considered the item. Now I think we declare the meeting closed. I move and support that motion, so if we can please close the meeting in a formal sense. We will stop recording for the moment. We will come back in a few minutes. To provide a little bit of context, the meeting is now reopened. And as I say, in 2013, so a decade ago, the Bunbury Wellington Group of Councils, which BWGC, which is now known as the Bunbury Geograph Group of Councils, which included the Shire of Donnybrook Baling Up, shared resources for the procurement of suitable waste management services specific to the needs of each participating local government. The awarded contracts of the time are now due to expire on 30th of June 2023, and new services need to be appointed. As I think people know, in the last decade there have been significant changes to the waste sector that have resulted in many improvements to the general practices of waste management in an effort to provide more sustainable options and processes, and a shift towards a genuinely more circular waste economy. However, there have also been changes, been a number of market changes that have resulted in increased costs to the provision of waste management services, particularly in the recyclable processing space. And I think this is an issue that's affecting not only our shire but statewide and worldwide, in fact. In anticipation of the upcoming expiration of the relevant waste management contracts and the inevitable variations to the current rates, a number of South West local governments formed the South West Regional Waste Group and agreed to work collaboratively to jointly procure waste services for the region. The participating local governments include City of Bunbury, Shire of Harvey, Shire of Collie, Shire of Capel, Shire of Donnybrook Baling Up, Shire of Bridgetown Greenbushes and the Shire of Nannup. For the past 12 months, while each local government within the South West Regional Working Group has been committed to prioritising their district's individual waste service needs and resources, the intent of the collaborative tender process was to obtain the best value for service through the weight of a combined and agreed regional approach. The SWRWG is a great example of how local governments can work together to provide high quality, value for money services for the community. And to that end, I congratulate the staff at the Shire for participating in the process and thank the other local governments, and particularly the City of Bunbury, for the coordination of the process. In January 2023, the City of Bunbury, on behalf of the group, issued a tender COB, City of Bunbury /5427, with a view to engage a suitably qualified and experienced contractor to undertake a range of waste management services within each of the participating local governments. 3 contractors made submissions and a total of 11 different price models were assessed. The final price model and associated cost for waste management services for the local governments in the South West Regional Waste Group will be completely dependent on the outcome of each individual council decision, which are currently being considered based on the respective meeting dates of each participating local government. Therefore, the resolution from today's meeting should remain confidential until such time that all councils in the group have resolved a decision on the appointment of a contractor for their respective waste management services and a contract is awarded. This is to ensure the process is not compromised by the release of potentially commercially sensitive information and allows for the South West Regional Waste Group to continue to work towards the best outcomes for their respective communities. So as I say, we expect that to happen over the next few weeks. In concluding that and making that statement, I'll just make sure Ms Strange doesn't wish to add anything more around the process, but yes. Thank you. And thank you to you and Mr Potter and the teams that have been involved in this, because it's been quite a challenging task to look after both the interests of the local shire and the local community, but also fit with the regional model. So on that basis, as I say, under item 7.2, there won't be a public reading of the resolutions that may be made public. And it's now up to me to close the meeting. So I advise that the next Ordinary Council meeting will be held on Wednesday, the 24th of May 2023, commencing at 5 p.m. in the Shire of Donnybrook Baling Up Council Chamber. So thank you, and I now declare the meeting closed at 11:42.